Hey guys, it's Alexis and I'm here today to film the Parks and Rec book tag. I love Parks and Rec so much, it's one of my all-time favorite shows, and so finding out there is a book tag centered around these characters that I love so much is awesome. Alright, so let's get started. Number 1, Leslie Knope, a book with a strong female character. For this one I had to go with a recent read of mine, and that is Vengeance Road by Adin Bowman. It follows our main character, Kate Thompson, whose father is murdered by a gang of outlaws, and so she swears revenge against them, and then basically goes on a Wild West adventure to get revenge. I loved Kate so much. I found her to be very realistic. She had her flaws, she had her strengths, she was a total badass. I just thought that she was very well-rounded. She was a dynamic character, and I think her role in the environment of the story was just so fantastic to read about. So, yeah, Vengeance Road by Adin Bowman. Then Wyatt, a character that you can see yourself dating or marrying. And I have to go with my ultimate book boyfriend, Kai from the Lunar Chronicles. I know most people don't pick him as their favorite Lunar Chronicles male, but I have been totally in love with Kai since the very first book in the Lunar Chronicles, and I just think that he would make the best husband ever. Ron Swanson, a character that you didn't think you would end up loving, and for me, this might come as a surprise, I had to choose Adin from Illuminae. Adin is the AI system that runs the spaceship that the story takes place on, and I have a thing about AI characters. I typically always love artificial intelligence characters, but Adin is easily one of my favorites because there is so much going on there. I don't want to spoil anything, but if you've read this book, you know. You know. April Ludgate, a grumpy character that is very lovable, and how could I not choose the most lovable grump of all, Laurel from the Captive Prince trilogy by C.S. Pacat. I didn't like Laurel so much in the first book, but I don't think you're really supposed to. This book is written from Damon's point of view, and so it's such a biased point of view that you really don't like Laurel that much from the beginning, and you slowly fall in love with him in the same way that Damon does, and so I absolutely loved that, and Laurel really grew to be a special guy in my heart. Andy Dwyer, a character that seems to get in a lot of trouble. And for that one, how could I not pick the biggest troublemaker of all, Delilah Bard? Seriously. Like, trouble follows her everywhere. There is not a single point in time where she's not in some sort of trouble. And it's mostly her fault because she's like, I'll just rob this guy and it'll be no big deal. Or if this guy, tries to rob me, I'll just kill him. So definitely there is a reason trouble follows her, but yeah, she is always in trouble. Anne Perkins, a character that you would like as your best friend, and for this, how could I not choose Ronan Lynch from The Raven Cycle? Honestly, I think Ronan and I could be best friends, because I think that we would be very snarky together, and I think that we would say very expletive-filled sentences to one another, and we would make sassy comments about people together, and I honestly think that Ronan and I could be a fantastic pair of best friends, so yeah. Gary, Jerry, Larry, Terry, Gergich, a book that you don't really care for, and for anybody who knows me, that book is going to be Paper Towns by John Green. It easily is one of my least favorite books I've ever read. I could go into a whole video about how much I didn't like this book and the reasons I didn't like this book, but yeah, just Paper Towns. Donna Meagle, a book that was spoiled for you, and for that I have to pick The Hobbit by J.R.R. Tolkien. This was spoiled for me in terms of the ending, because I was talking with a friend of mine who was reading it at the time, and I was like, oh yeah, how are you really enjoying The Hobbit? And I hadn't read it yet, and he was like, oh yeah, blah blah blah, blah 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 blah, blah blah blah, and I guess he assumed I had already read it, so he started talking to me about some of the characters that die, and I was just like, oh, okay. But I still love The Hobbit, regardless of that, and I actually think that knowing about that made me fall even more in love with the characters, because I was like, oh no, you're gonna die. Chris Traeger, a character that is dealing with a lot of emotional baggage, and honestly, I would pick any character from the Throne of Glass series by Sarah J. Maas, because they're literally all dealing with baggage. Selena's dealing with baggage, Rowan's dealing with baggage, Dorian's dealing with baggage, Adin's dealing with baggage, Kale's dealing with baggage. Yeah, literally any of them are all dealing with a lot of emotional issues. So, yeah. Tom Haverford, a character that has a lot of swag. And how could I not choose Kelsey Er from the Mistborn series by Brandon Sanderson? He has so much swag. When he walks in a room, first of all, everybody is like, oh shit, is that the survivor of the Pits of Hatson? And he's just like, hey guys, what's up? I'm Kelsey Er. And like, when he first saves Vin from like the gang in like the very first half of Mistborn, he literally just like walks in there, uses his allomancy, and then he's just like, alright, now everybody get out. And it's just, he has so much swag. Like, he is dripping in swag. And everybody who sees him knows how much swag he has. So, obviously, I'm gonna have to say Kelsey Er. Alright, so that is it for the Parks and Rec book tag. I will find the original video and I will link it down below. I originally saw this book tag on Bookable's channel, and I will also link her video down below. Bye guys!